Welcome Aquarius and Aquarius cross watchers to your singles and new love reading for January 2024. So we have where you are, where you were, and where you're headed. And then from the other deck, we're going to pull the next love interest for Aquarius Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. And that's going to be timestamped in the description box below. So, Aquarius, usually I will like pick up the cards and do it individually, but it feels like it's kind of telling a story today. I feel, Aquarius, that it feels like you kind of got mucked about here by somebody else. And I feel like you were pretty annoyed by that. It's almost like somebody pooped in your cornflakes type deal. You know what I mean? And it feels like there's almost this energy of you feeling like, well, that's kind of what I get. You know what I mean? Not that you even did anything wrong, but it's like maybe you rushed into something before you evaluated it really carefully. It's that type of an energy. I feel to a certain extent, it's almost like worst case scenario happened in a certain situation. But what's interesting here is it's almost like that seemed to pause things here, and I feel like it. Oh, sorry about that, Aquarius. So, it kind of feels like at the time when whatever that thing is that happened, it feels like it doesn't feel like it was a huge life-changing thing, but it seemed to put you into an energy where you may have like almost hermited yourself, you know, like a hermit type thing. I realized that that doesn't sound like a real word. Anyway, I feel like it may have put you into, um, it feels like a challenging energy. I feel like it's almost like it was your last kick at the can, so to speak, with this particular type of energy. And I feel like, and now, and because that last thing kind of didn't work out, you just kind of thought like, oh, forget it. You know what I mean? Forgive me for saying this, but it's like, oh, screw it. And then you turn towards other things. I feel like there's this energy that it's almost like you were being called to keep pushing. You were being called to like do more in that situation. But that is not, you know what I mean? It's like, that's not what Aquarius is going to do right now. And it's not that that's the message in the cards, right? It's like, that seems to be where you hit it, right? It's almost this energy of like, you felt like you were being guided towards something, and you kept going towards it and kept going towards it. And it feels like it was starting to turn, starting to turn a bit sour. And then one more thing happened. One more person pooped in your cornflakes, and you're like, oh, this is ridiculous. I'm not doing this. But it feels like it's whatever this situation is, it's not going anywhere. Hold on for a second. It feels like there's this presence, essence, maybe it's an actual person, that like they're not going anywhere until you acknowledge them. And I feel like your annoyance with this other situation, it almost seemed to put you in a bit of a downtrodden energy. And I feel like this person, energy, essence, whatever it is, it's like it almost stopped reaching out to you because it knew that you weren't in a place where you were able to receive anything good because you were just fed up. Now, where you are and where you're headed seems really gorgeous. So where you are is the Wheel of Fortune, where you're headed is the Knight of Pentacles. So Aquarius, it feels like it's kind of this energy of like the sun is shining again. Things are And it doesn't even feel like, it doesn't mean that the external environment, that the world around you is all of a sudden getting, shiny and new. It feels more that it's like your power is coming back. That feeling of, um, that confidence that you Aquarians seem to embody. It feels like it's starting to rear its I'm purposely not saying ugly because it's not ugly, but it's like it's finally starting to rear its head. It's finally starting to poke through. And I feel like you're about to, or like in the future here, Aquarius, it feels like either you do or you help someone find something. It feels like it's almost like a lucky coin, but it feels like it doesn't feel like there's any rhyme or reason to it. It's almost like it practically just fell out of the sky. You know what I mean? It's like you're walking along the street, nothing's there, you're not even looking. And then someone calls your name, you turn around. And then the second you turn back, you haven't even moved. There's like this huge reward. I'm going to be honest, Aquarius. I feel like part of you may struggle. It feels like something, it's almost like whatever it is that you wanted here that you kept getting screwed over for and it never came, so you got fed up. It feels like here's a really big sign that it's here or that it's coming. And part of you, it's like the intellectual, the up in your head, you, or at least a part of you, it doesn't feel like all of your intellectual, capacity believes it, but part of you does. The optimistic part of you believes that this might actually be a sign, but I feel like the rest of you, it's almost like this coming in reminds you of this energy, reminds you of the energy where you were just like, this is ridiculous. And then interestingly, we have, we have the King of Pentacles and the King of Wands at the bottom of the deck here. One second. I feel like there are two people that are sulking, that are kind of, it's like one of them secretly wants you to win, but they act like they want you to lose. And I feel like the other one, hold on for a second. Feels like the other one kind of like pretends to not like you. It's like they would trip you if you walked past them, but actually it feels like they feel sorry for you that you've had it so hard. It's like they're not going to come in and do anything, at least not what I'm feeling right now. They're not going to come in and, save you, if you will. Not that you want it anyway. But it's like they know that you got raw deal after raw deal after raw deal. And I feel like this person is looking, they feel sorry for you. It's kind of this thing where it's like their heart goes out to you, but for some reason they have no impact on this situation. So it's like they can't really do anything to help you. And I feel like there may be certain things they can do to help you, but they don't, it's like they feel bad, but not that bad. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think we're just going to get a clarifier for what's coming up there. Anyway, for Aquarius to work through this energy, we have the Magician. I feel like with the Ace of Swords, it's almost like you don't have to do, if you are pushing a boulder up the hill and it's like all of a sudden it gets a little bit light for whatever reason, there's just a message of like, just let it be a little bit lighter. You know what I mean? It's almost like you don't have to, if you're feeling like disorganized and a bit scatterbrained, And just it feels really like a disorganized kind of chaotic, being in a chaotic headspace. Not bad, but just everything's kind of jumbled, having a hard time focusing. Um, and I feel like there's this message here that it's like the best thing that you can do is just keep putting one foot in front of the other. And it looks like in this energy, it's not racing forward. It's not running forward. Um, but I feel like there's this message where you know that you're capable of quite a bit. You know that you are very capable. So I feel like there's times when you're just putting one foot in front of the other instead of striving for these things that you want. I feel like those times you may be really hard on yourself. And I feel like in that, it's almost like when you need a break, when you need rest, that's when you're hard on yourself. It's almost like, may not be the actual situation, but sometimes you don't want to admit that you're human and need rest, just like the rest of the world, And I feel like you may hear that message. I'm going to be honest, it doesn't really feel like it feels more like this is just becoming aware of it. Maybe you will, but it doesn't really feel like it's something that you change right now. Some of you may take it as a challenge now that I've said that. But anyway, so for the next person, for Aquarius Sun. No, we're not doing this deck. The next person, okay. Aquarius Sun, we have Judgment and Ace of Cups, okay. I feel like this is someone that really had to break through some sort of threshold. It feels like the type of person that, because we've all have been, through it, if you will, at certain points in time. But this person is far enough away from having been through it that they are renewed, if you will. I feel like there's times where I might feel like this person's a little bit flighty, a little bit, not like they think they're better than anybody, but it's like more that they almost like are a little too connected to like energy and that sort of thing. And I feel like it may seem like it's a bit unreal, that it's too far-fetched, but I feel like there is something that's really genuine about this person. It's like people may look at them like they don't have their feet on the ground because they have that type of really dreamy energy. But there's something about their approach that seems to, it's very heartfelt, but not overly like drippy with emotion. It feels like it's like, this might sound strange, like the snack you never knew you needed. And it's almost like, and you see them bringing it over to you, the dessert, right? You see them bringing it over to you, or sorry, you see them bringing it past your table and thinking like, oh, wow, that looks really good. And then all of a sudden they do this U-turn and they bring it to you. And it feels like that's what it feels like when this person makes their approach to you. For example, if this is somebody that doesn't, they may be someone that doesn't make an effort to get involved with a lot of people. And I feel like especially for those of you that kind of have that lone wolf energy, it's like meeting another lone wolf. And because you know what it means when a lone wolf energy approaches somebody, it means that much more to you that they've done it. So Aquarius Moon, Aquarius Moon, Moon and Aquarius person for people with their moon in Aquarius. So we have the World, which usually is about like closing out cycles and that sort of thing. I feel like this person might be a dancer. If not, it feels like they have this like, it feels like there's two halves of them, right? It feels like sometimes there's this really gorgeous energy about them. Hold on. And I feel like other times, hold on for a sec. I'm not picking it up 1 minute. It feels like sometimes they don't pay attention to what's going on. It feels like um, there's something that's a little bit off here, and I can't quite tap into it. It's almost like they seem to have this really gorgeous energy, but maybe they have a hair trigger temper, or instead of avoiding the snake, they go step on it, or they need constant change. It just feels like there's something about them that, while it may be captivating for you, excuse excuse me, I apologize. And you are interested in them, it just feels like there's, sorry, 1 moment. Sorry about that, Aquarius. It feels like there's something about this person that it's like they're living in a bubble. I feel like it's like maybe they have a level of positivity about the world around them that makes you believe that like they're living in a bubble. I feel like this person only ever wants to see the sunny side of life, which of course it's great that you want to look at, the positive flip on things, if you will, but I feel like they it's almost like they can't deny, or they can't run away from reality, but they deny that certain experiences or certain situations that happen have a negative component to them. And I feel like they kind of have such a fiery personality that, at least from what I'm seeing here, I feel like you can't really get to them to tell them otherwise. So for those of you with an Aquarius Rising, Aquarius Rising, Aquarius Rising, we have the Six of Cups. I feel like this is someone that has settled down. It feels like someone that is kind of looking for the quiet life. I feel like they're not big on electronics and like social media and stuff. It feels more like the kind of person that like could spend all day kind of sitting on a grassy hill looking at the water. Like they really enjoy the simple pleasures of life, just being and existing and like being in their five senses. It doesn't mean that there isn't more to that, but I feel like this is the type of person that they live their life the way people did before all of that type of thing, right? It's like this is not the type of person that's going to be dressed to the nines all the time and wants to make a good impression and that sort of thing. It feels more that like they want to be in a pair of like, relaxed jeans and just be really comfortable because they're comfortable with themselves. And it feels like the type of energy that it's like, it's when you feel it, it's kind of like a slow energy that, when I say creep, I don't mean creepy, okay? But like if you're a gardener, like a creeping vine is one that just kind of slowly starts to cover, right? It doesn't feel like it's a big whoosh or a push or this intense tinkly energy. It just feels like the longer you sit next to them, the better you feel. The more relaxed you feel, the more it's almost like their energy is the human equivalent of a weighted blanket, if ever you've tried one. And I'm not trying to, reduce this person to that, but it's just that type of a, it just feels like a strong, steady, um, it's like the type of person that they don't get upset at a whole lot of things. But there's this like little thing, like, but make no mistake, they're also not to be toyed with. Not that you would, but like, um, people would be wise to not mistake that type of energy as them not being able to handle certain situations should they arise. So, last one here for, I almost said August. For Aquarius Venus, we have the Page of Pentacles. It feels like this is somebody that thinks that they have more going on than they do. I feel like it feels like the type of person that maybe they haven't um, like accomplished the same things that people their age have accomplished. Not that we're all, running the same race, but it just feels like this person seems to big up some of their accomplishments because they're so proud of themselves for because they were able to do it. It feels like the type of person that it's like maybe they didn't believe in themselves previously that they would be able to do it. And so now that they're doing it, it's like they want to, announce it from the mountaintop. I also feel that this person is there's something that's really like finesse about them. I feel like they are, hold on. I feel like there's somebody that at first seems really casual, but there's actually quite a lot to them. It feels like this is the type of person that the way that they talk, not a lot of people get what they say. Most people might even think that they're a little bit off, not off in like a negative way, but off in like a way that this person doesn't understand things. But I feel like it's just that it isn't actually that. It's just they look at the world differently. Hold on. It feels like the type of person that I feel like that need that they have to kind of show off their accomplishments, it actually feels like it may be them a little bit, okay? Maybe them running from kind of a deep sadness from feeling like they failed at life. It's almost like they're trying to block people from seeing how they really feel about what's going on by trying to big up their accomplishments. So, Aquarius, I'm going to leave it there. If this reading resonated, I hope it was helpful and brought you some clarity. Um, and I love you guys, and we will see you on the next one. Much love. Bye.